Hi everyone, Sandman here. Everyone out there listening, stop being nice to women. You will please note that the concepts of reality, values, reason, rationality, and truth are qualities that I rarely see in the average woman. Modern women are raised to take and consume what they don't earn, and communism is the perfect philosophy for them. You've opened my eyes to the maniacal as well as diabolical ways of women. I'm just ranting here. I'm a man going his own way. Gynocentrism never sleeps. It's like baseball. Women seek to keep a bullpen of men, and as a result, the gynocracy will continue to grow until the end. Every single man going his own way is actually a recovering mangina. And I'm not being racist, it's just my observation. Because video games have been one of the few escapes that men have had from this gynocentric world. Yes, a nice guy can be a jerk at the same time. Netflix and YouTube are going to kill you. She wants this type of guy to show up at the bottom of the ninth inning to save her ass when she's hitting the wall and her vagina's almost completely used up. Women are all the same. They get bored quicker than guys, and then she's off looking for the next nutsack. Thanks for taking your daily dose of red pills. And apparently in the 1950s and 1960s, people were much happier than they are today. Yet today women are vile and horribly behaved. And why do you think women are obsessed with shoes? They often have dozens or even hundreds of pairs of shoes because of the power that those shoes give them over men. They want to raise women up and spew feminism and communist propaganda.
Oh God, not this fucking guy. Jesus Christ. We all knew this was coming. Let's fucking do this. Hello there, hello there, hello there, and welcome to episode 19 of The Descent of Man-osphere, the series where I take you through the ways in which the Man-osphere and its utterly fucking disgusting inhabitants are trying to reverse human evolution and drag us all back into the fucking sea. And today we're dealing with an anonymous MGTOW without any know-how. Yes, it's Sandman! Damn you, Hetfield! Anyway, yeah, like I said, we're dealing with Sandman. Seriously now, fucking cut it out. Anyway, we're dealing with Sandman. No, we're good, okay. We're dealing with Sandman. And Sandman is a MGTOW. And just like most MGTOWs, he fucking hates women.
All women are irrational, and if they aren't, then they're just sitting there quietly so they don't attract any attention to their irrational thinking. Don't trust women for anything unless you're generally doing a job for them. Women are not loyal to men. Don't stick your dick in crazy. Certainly give us ammunition to show that female nature is completely negative. About as home-wrecking sluts, a world with no personal secrets would be a world that women hate. Their entire existence is built on deception and trickery. If a woman wants sex too quickly, that's also red flag. She's obviously a carousel rider. Remember that men fall in love and women fall in lust. You can either love women or you can understand them. You can't do both.
You can either love women or you can understand them. You can't do both.
Now bear in mind what you've just heard. You might be surprised to find out that this guy is really baffled as to why people think he's a misogynist. I want you to keep that opinion of his in mind during the course of this. Now for those of y'all who don't necessarily know a lot about MGTOW, don't worry, Sandman's got you covered in a video entitled Introduction to MGTOW.
I'm getting a number of people asking me to do an introduction video for MGTOW, so here it is.
I already said that bit, for fuck's sake.
I'm going to cover 25 of the most important video topics that I've covered since I've started my channel. And the first thing to remember about MGTOW is that a man that has taken the metaphorical red pill is a man that has learned the ugly truth about female nature.
But basically women are scum. Am I right, Sandman? Am I right? Am I right?
Women are made out to be harmless, beautiful creatures. But the truth is, many women today will rip out your heart and testicles through your wallet and move on to their next victim with absolutely no second thoughts.
See, you thought I was being hyperbolic, didn't you? But these guys really do think that women are basically utter fucking garbage.
So taking the red pill is making yourself aware of how women operate, and you stop being naive about it. With regards to becoming a MGTOW, there are 4 or 5 different levels to MGTOW. The first level is the purple pill man. This is the man that's aware that women use the government, the courts, and men's desires to reproduce to take advantage of men. But the purple pill man believes that the risks of a relationship and marriage are often worth the potential punishment.
So that's your basic entry-level misogynist.
A level 2 MGTOW believes in dating and short-term relationships, but not marriage, long-term relationships, or cohabitation with women. To him, these often seem very dangerous.
So basically that's a teenage boy then. He wants to get his end away, but he doesn't want a long-term relationship. Okay?
A level 3 MGTOW doesn't believe in dating women at all, and limits his interactions with women as much as possible.
Okay, now we're getting quite close to serial killer territory.
A level 4 MGTOW tries to limit his interactions with the state and everyone else as much as possible, too. He is what is referred to as a guy that's ghosting or trying to stay invisible to women and the state.
And then there's the full Unabomber approach. And these fuckers wonder why we think they might be dangerous.
One very important thing to remember is that many more women today, in their 20s, than in past generations, are riding the cock carousel. This means they are having no strings attached sex with, in some cases, dozens of men before they decide to settle down with a single guy, if they decide to settle down at all. And I'm linking to my video called The Cock Carousel, which is number 2, down below.
Yes, it really is number 2. A massive pile of number 2. And have you noticed how these guys never have a go at men for doing precisely the same thing? For having no strings attached sex with dozens of partners in their 20s? And they genuinely wonder why we might think that they're sexist arseholes.
Women look to settle down with a beta male provider, a blue pill man with little to no understanding about female nature.
So that would be a normal, non-mental, non-sexist as fuck kind of guy then. Okay, right, got ya.
After a woman convinces her beta male blue pill man that marriage is a good idea for him, then she has a child or two which at some point allow her to leave that relationship and use those children as a way to get child support from her husband.
It's not getting child support in the way that you imply, okay? It's a man paying for the upbringing of his own children. You know, the ones that he helped create. It's basically a man paying his own fucking bills. Or would you rather have society pay his bills for him? And in several other of your videos, you insinuate rather snidely that women are living the high life off of this child support money. But I can tell you that most single mothers, or indeed single fathers for that matter, have to scrape by like fuck to desperately try and keep their heads above water financially. And they do an absolutely fucking incredible job in doing so. And the fact that you and your fucking ilk would gleefully shit all over their fantastic achievements and their incredibly hard work tells us exactly what kind of fucking pricks you all really are.
People wonder why men go their own way, and one of the biggest reasons is that they have been burned by women through the divorce courts, and are often paying lifetime alimony as well as child support to their ex-wives.
Now there is some truth to that, although I would question the number of men that have lifetime alimony payments taken from them and all the rest of it. But basically yes, a lot of MGTOWs are embittered, scornful, fucking twisted old pricks. I mean there really are some truly monumentally pathetic specimens out there. But Sandman, the thing you fail to address is actually lots of your followers are young men who haven't been divorced and aren't paying child support and all the rest of it. They've just been hurt by a girl. They've been cheated on or dumped by a girl, and basically they've decided that the whole world must burn because of this. They've decided that everyone else must pay for the injustice which has befallen them. I call it the Elliot Rodger effect, and it is the driving force behind the MGTOW movement.
Another important thing to remember is that women age like milk, while men age like wine.
He really does think that men age like wine. Yes, more like vinegar in some cases it would seem. Now in my research to put together that small compilation of pictures, I had to look through a lot of very, very graphic old man gay porn pictures. And all I'll say is, what has been seen cannot be unseen. You're welcome, world. You'd better fucking enjoy this video, okay? And secondly, before anyone accuses me of body shaming these men, I personally don't have any problem with the way they look. If they're comfortable and happy with the way they look and they want to go out in public showing that off to people, All power to them. I merely bring it up because Sandman and the rest of the manosphere, their version of, traditional beauty or whatever, these men would not fit within that. And so Sandman's idea that men age like wine is clearly untrue. They age like humans.
And the ironic thing is that women want to manipulate men, but when the manipulation works, they tend to lose interest. With regards to love, there are often questions as to whether women are even capable of loving men.
Oh my fucking god. I mean, I don't even know what to say to that. You make it so that I don't even need to make you look like a prick. You really do. You make this too easy for me.
The guy we MGTOWs look up to the most is Nikola Tesla, a lifelong bachelor that invented many of the technologies that we use today. He registered hundreds of patents and invented the 20th century by many accounts. Do you think that he could have invented all of the things that he did if he had a wife and children to support?
Well, Thomas Edison did it. He was married twice and had 6 fucking children. So clearly it's not a matter of being married or having kids, is it? It's whether or not you're a fucking genius.
This issue of being a closeted MGTOW is one that many of my listeners face. Other men get married because they like to play a game called Captain Save-A-Ho.
Save-A-Ho. Captain Save-A-Ho. You genuinely wonder why people despise you and think you're a sexist prick. Really?
Other men get married because they like to play a game called Captain Save-A-Ho. They want to rescue women by paying off their student loans, buying them a nice home and furnishing it, as well as spoiling them rotten like princesses. Yet many of the women they tend to rescue are used-up sluts that have been riding the cock carousel for most of their lives.
So what about the guys that they fucked? Are they used-up sluts too? Are they used-up sluts that have been riding the pussy roller coaster or whatever the equivalent would be?
And many women prefer to date bad boys and jerks instead of good, loving, supportive, and good-hearted men.
And I suppose that you consider yourself to be one of those good-hearted men, right, Sandman? Why won't these used-up sluts love good-hearted men like me? I'm such a nice guy, you stupid fucking whore!
But it's much harder for unattractive men than it is for unattractive women. And men that are incapable of getting dates and getting into relationships are often called TFLers, or true forced loneliness type of guys.
I think there's a much smaller difference between the MGTOWs and the true force loneliness guys than you realise. Or that you want to realise.
But sometimes a man that goes after women constantly gets friend-zoned. The friend zone is a place where a man becomes a utility for a woman, but gains no sexual favors, pleasures, or a relationship in return for the friendship that he provides a woman. And even if he does marry her, she will tire of him almost certainly in her 30s, and she will say things like, "Not tonight, honey," and deny him sexual release.
Hang on a minute, Sandman. Are you suggesting that women shouldn't have the right to refuse sex to a partner? I'm asking you that genuinely because I've heard MGTOWs in the past call for laws which prohibit marital rape to be removed from the books. Literally calling for the relegalisation of a man's right to rape his wife. Which in a roundabout sort of way leads us into this. Yes, it's the inevitable bit about rape. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Now, for Sandman's inevitable bit about rape, I could have gone with loads of stuff, because he's said some stupid shit about it. But instead, I've picked out a bit from his video about the 2014 Toronto Slut Walk, which he went to and catalogued with photography and stuff, because apparently he's actually a photographer in real life. And during this video, he outlined one of the talking points which most amuses me from the manosphere.
Men are raped in prison far more than women, and I'm sure that there could be prisons and jails for transsexual people, and I don't see this as a really big issue to solve. What I do see as the real issue that feminists should be addressing is male rape in prisons. Male rape in prison is like the elephant in the room.
Yes, the very same people that say, "There's absolutely no rape culture in the West, you fucking idiots," also then go on to say, "But look at all these hundreds of thousands of men that are getting raped that no one's talking about." And the cognitive dissonance it takes to actually believe both of those things at the same time is fucking ludicrous. Get your act together, you idiots. Give me some chicken. Whoa, fucking hell, Rory Cats, what are you doing, man? Scared the shit out of me. Give me some chicken, 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 give me some fucking chicken. Alright. I'll get you some chicken in a minute. Just give me a fucking second. I'm just doing the video. Fucking cat. Meh. It's a cool dinosaur thing. Anyway, on with the next bit. Now, most of Sandman's videos come from people giving him donations, and then by doing so, they get to ask him a question. But I'm not entirely sure he gets enough of those sorts of donations and stuff. And he fills in the rest himself because he likes to do one video every single day. Yes, with Sandman, it really is all quantity over quality. Not that I'm saying you can't do good videos every day, but Sandman doesn't do good videos any fucking day. And one such example of what I would describe as dubious correspondence comes from his most popular video. It has over 300,000 views, which is fucking depressing, and it's entitled Women React to MGTOW. You'll notice that MGTOW, in capitalised letters, is always in the title of his videos. Even if it's got nothing to really do with it, it just puts, hyphen MGTOW, because, clickbaity delightfulness. But anyway, enough of that shit. Let's take a look at his video, shall we?
First, I'd like to read a comment from this woman named Leslie Fetch. She was watching some of my videos, and this is what Leslie has to say. These videos are weird as hell. I just randomly found this video, and so just heard about MGTOW. I think they're super sexist, but in a misguided way, rather than in a deliberately hostile way.
Well, her analysis is way more generous than mine.
So rather than feeling like it's an attack against women, I feel like these certainly biased due to a lack of male responsibility for shitty things, facts are presented in an emotionally neutral way that comes across as very genuine. So in one way, I'm concerned about the message being sent, but appreciate the absence of hostility towards females.
Lack of hostility towards women? I mean, either this person is a total fucking moron, a Poe, or it's actually just Sandman writing and pretending that it's someone else and then using this as like a rhetorical device in order to engage in yet more fucking navel-gazing bullshit.
I am intrigued. I mean, I've seen scholarly articles like this except with the gender reversed, where a woman says men are nothing but problematic, and then say in a very serious way that all women should essentially become lesbians, at least until we can solve the oppressive gender dynamics. These types of articles go on to say that sex with a man can be nothing but violent, which is insane. I'm not saying that women aren't sometimes responsible for shitty things, but I feel like these essentialist notions of gender, whether it be directed towards males or females, are harmful to both sexes.
This has the meandering pointlessness of Sandman written all over it. I am very fucking suspicious at this point.
Now I have a serious question. Do the guys that support MGTOW advocate for total gender segregation? Do you really think women have all the power, which often seems completely diluted to me? And how much responsibility would you say that men have in the messed up gender dynamics? How do you explain all the men in high political and business positions hoarding money and power? And do you believe in any aspect of the concept of patriarchy? I am a woman. I want to be educated on your perspective.
Okay, just for the sake of argument, let's just go with it, right? Let's say this is genuine. Let's see how he responds to the questions.
Well, Leslie, are we sexist because we refuse to sacrifice ourselves for women and do things for ourselves and by ourselves?
No, Sandman, it's not that. It's that you and many other MGTOWs talk about women like they're fucking garbage. That's why you're sexist.
MGTOWs aren't deliberately hostile, but instead we're more deliberately passive-aggressive.
Yes, you are pathetic, emotionally underdeveloped losers.
And we're far from misguided.
I'm sorry, Sandman. You were saying?
Once we see through this fog, we realize that things are deliberately made complex by women, so that we as men can continue to jump through feminine hoops our entire lives. What you're seeing on the internet, Leslie, is men finally talking about the bondage that women have kept us under since the beginning of time.
He's serious here. I mean, he really is deadly fucking serious. He, and many other MGTOWs, genuinely believe that men have been in servitude to women since the dawn of human civilization. But if that were true, Sandman, that women have had all the power for all this time, why is it that marital rape has only just recently been made illegal? If your absolutely fucking mental assertion was actually true, women would have passed that law fucking millennia ago. You fucking crazy, deluded idiot.
Men finally talking about the bondage that women have kept us under since the beginning of time. And now we're free. And if you call our freedom sexist, then you're nothing more than a tyrant.
What the fuck are you even talking about now? You fucking mental case.
MGTOW men accept that this is female nature. It's not a mystery to us anymore. And many of us have seen it long enough to understand that this is female nature, and getting angry about it is a complete waste of time. Do we get angry at a baby for pooping in its diapers? Of course not. Do we get upset when it rains? Of course we don't. Instead, we carry an umbrella, and for us, our umbrella is the internet. Our protection is our knowledge and sharing our wisdom with each other.
Well, if you ever do find any wisdom, Sandman, please do let me know, because at the moment you got fucking nothing.
Leslie, you also say that in scholarly articles, many women writers say that men are a problem, and they say that all women should essentially become lesbians. To me, these are women that fear men and fear our strength. And if you've ever gone to a feminist rally, you'll notice that there are many lesbians there trying to fuel the hatred of men, so that young and naive women run into their arms, into the arms of feminists. As men going our own way, we are predominantly straight males, and we don't tell men to abandon women and shack up with other men.
Yeah, why not just throw some homophobia into the mix as well? It's like playing fucking bigotry bingo with these people.
Most of us have loved women, and for many of us, this is a painful last step to accepting the fact that we have to let go of the dream called love.
Oh, God. Oh, this is what is so sad about these people. It's that underneath all of the bluster and the hatred and stuff, they're just really pathetically lonely people. If they weren't such fucking bigoted pricks, I'd feel genuinely sorry for them.
You also say that essential notions or stereotypes of gender can be harmful to both men and women. Women are more collective in their way of relating to one another, men and society in general. Because of that, women are more likely to fall into the cliches of stereotyping. Men, on the other hand, are more individualistic and lone wolves.
Men are more individualistic, you say? Well, there speaks a man who has never attended a sporting event.
You're all individuals!
Yes, we're all individuals.
You're all different!
Yes, we are all different.
I'm not.
Also, notice how he rather less than subtly introduces his sexist ideas about how men are all complex and individual creatures and how simple and stupid those icky women are.
I agree that in some cases, stereotyping can be a bad thing. But when most men have no idea about female gynocentrism, they need generalized information to grasp the concepts.
The reason that so many men don't know about gynocentrism is because it's a fucking deluded fantasy that you mental cases have dreamed up for one another on fucking internet forums and stuff to explain away the fact that you're so pathetically bad with women.
Guys are irresponsible for being nice guys. And MGTOWs are men and not manginas. One of my clients recently told me that I was an alpha male.
Okay, well that definitely didn't fucking happen.
Another question you ask is why are there so many men in high-up positions in business and politics? Well, the answer to that is quite simple. Men make businesses and create as well as innovate. Women predominantly manage and redistribute the wealth and innovation that men create. Men invent everything, so why shouldn't they make the money and basically keep the power for themselves?
Yeah, it's because men are obviously just so much fucking better and women are just money-hungry leeches, am I right? And people say that MGTOWs are deeply sexist, misogynist dickheads with ridiculously, ludicrously overblown senses of entitlement and superiority. I mean, where do they get those kind of crazy ideas from?
Men invent everything, so why shouldn't they make the money and basically keep the power for themselves? Google was founded by two men, and Facebook was founded by a man too. The steam engine was created by a man.
How is it that men have managed to accomplish all of these things, considering they've been slaves to women all of this time? Uh-oh, someone's ridiculous narrative is crumbling.
Men hoarding power and money often do this because it allows them to attract and keep females that they find attractive. Money and power are also a means to an end for most men. If you want to be a communist, Leslie, where men give away their power, go live in Cuba or North Korea.
Yeah, that's obviously right. If you're unhappy with any single element of the society in which you live, or the country in which you live, you have to go and fuck off and live in a totalitarian state, which you have no right to live in the first place. And let's just ignore the fact that as MGTOWs we do very little else but complain and piss and moan and bitch about basically fucking everything, and therefore under our own logic, we should fuck off and live somewhere else too.
You also ask if I believe in any aspect of the patriarchy. To that question, my answer is, the word patriarchy is used to strip men of their rights by saying that a man has to share power equally.
Oh my god, what a ludicrously self-poning statement that is. So it's Sandman's contention that in order for genuine power sharing on a gender equality basis to take place, men would have to give up certain of their rights. Which means, Sandman, you fucking cretin, that you are aware that men are in the dominant position right now, proving that to some degree the patriarchy is still very much the current state of affairs. Yes, we'll make a feminist of you yet, Sandman. But anyway, I've had enough of this dickhead now, let's wrap this shit up. Essentially, the MGTOW way of thinking, and I use this term thinking very loosely there, is based on a web of lies, of conspiracies and nonsense that they've invented for themselves to excuse how shit they are with women and how bad they are with people in general. And that's the biggest point about it all. They're very, very sad people at heart. But the problem with the likes of Sandman is he goes beyond just being a sad prick and becomes a hateful, bigoted scumbag. So with that out of the way, there's only one thing left for me to say. And that was unintentional poetry. Anyway, Sandman, go fuck yourself.
Wow!